Hello and welcome to another episode of Novice Chess. Today, I bring you this new chess game that I've come across. It's called Chess Evolved Online. And a little bit about this game. It's like chess, but also has RPG elements or customization elements. Imagine instead of the standard 6 pieces, you can access hundreds of different chess units. You can upgrade your chess pieces, and there's still an element of balance regardless of all of that variant. This is a little cropped. I'm on the chessevolved.com, but I wanted to go to the homepage before I play it just to give you a sentiment of what the game is about. So it says collect hundreds of new chess units, custom create amazing armies. You're customizing your chess army basically. Unleash your tactics in ranked PvP. I haven't gotten there yet. Have you ever heard a chess variant claim to be the ultimate chess game? Okay, well that's a little bit of hyperbole perhaps, but yeah, all units are balanced using an army point system. So regardless of what your customized army looks like, you'll only have a limited amount of point allocation to create it. No unit is strictly better than another. 0 abilities use randomization of any kind. So you're going to see multiple abilities for different pieces. I've seen teleportation. I've seen swapping your piece with another piece. It's very interesting. All forms of ambiguity are resolvable and deterministic. So you're able to see what the pieces can do, even though I still have trouble doing that. Core game mechanics are designed to reward skill and precision. Makes sense to me. And combat interface is refined to make unending complexity intuitive for anyone. I actually think the UI needs a lot of work, but I've had fun so far. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in. You can play this on congregate.com. Let me make sure my cropping is okay here. Okay, it looks good. So what I'd like to do is jump into a game or two. I've played maybe about 4 or 5 games, so there's still a lot that I don't know. But what I'll be doing here is I'll be using the standard chess army, and you'll see me fighting whatever these whatever these customized armies look like. I've seen all sorts of crazy pieces. I've seen like a dragon, which is pretty interesting. Before I do that, let me open this box because there is a mechanism to get new pieces. And gold box. This is good luck. This is the first time I've gotten a gold box, and I've unlocked some sort of piece. I don't know what that is. Here you can build your army. Let's see. This new piece I got is a wisp, and it looks like the wisp can teleport. And what's happening here? Reflect any ability or attack that's used on this unit. So I'm not really sure what that means, but luckily we don't need to delve into that because I'm just going to use a standard chess set here. Now, the one thing, let me jump into a game. Like I said, I've only played maybe 4 or 5 games. There are a few nuances. It's not 100% the same as a standard chess game. The 2 nuances I can call out for sure are, one, my pawns can only promote to bishops. I'm not sure if that changes as they level up. You can actually level up your pawns. But 2, if you lose your king, it's not an immediate loss. You can see there's some sort of like morale system here, and yeah, if you lose your morale, you lose. So yeah, that's another one. So I'm just gonna start off with a standard type of chess opening. Let's go d4. The one other pain point for me right now is I don't have like there's no notation, which is kind of unfortunate. And there's no way to look back at your old games, I don't think. I may be wrong about that. Okay, just bring the knight out. And these red, you may be confused about what these red, the red on the board is. And what that means is something is able to attack that square. Um, there are different settings where you could maybe have that feature on for your own pieces, but then it looked too clunky. And yeah, so essentially it's not just playing a standard chess game, but it's also looking at the pieces that your opponent has and trying to figure out what those pieces do. So here we see something called a wizard. And you can see it can move or attack anywhere within a 1 square radius, but also it can swap places with an ally with where the yellow squares are, or it can move or attack. So it has this weird like sphere or square of influence here. Queen is standard, king is standard. So typically what I've been doing so far is going after the king, and when you lose the king, I'm not sure if you actually lose any morale right away, but it's like a ticking time bomb and your morale starts going down. I think any other piece you lose, it removes their value from your morale. So the queen is valued at 21. So if you lose your queen, you lose 21. But if you lose your king, oh, it's saying I need to move. If you lose your king, you lose 3 morale a turn, something along these lines. Okay, so this wizard is, and I'm clicking on the piece to get an understanding of its influence. You can see these like black and yellow highlights. I know it's kind of jarring, but hopefully you can see when I hold on a piece, I can see its specific squares of influence. So I see those black outline squares as well as the yellow outline squares that they could potentially attack. Now, I think I want to just attack this with my bishop because, yeah, okay, he's backing up. Now, and what's also unclear to me is whether I'm even playing an actual person or whether this is an AI. It says private account. So, yeah, it's unclear to me whether that's like a bot or an actual person. Okay, what can I do here? So this is the king. If I bring my bishop out and then bring my knight out, maybe I can trap that king here. I'm going to try and be sneaky a bit. Okay. Wait, there's always this escape square, which is less than ideal. How do I get my queen out? Yeah, so essentially I'm just trying to figure out like how to deal with the king right now, or how to capture the king. What other pieces do they have? Just a pawn, legionary. I don't know what that does, but I don't think I need to know what that does right now. Guardian. Yeah, I don't know what these pieces do yet, but I'm gonna not worry about them until I have to. I'm thinking I just cap. I'm just gonna try and go after the king and queen and see what happens. With the speed that my opponent is moving, it makes me feel like this is a bot. Okay. So if then he pushes the pawn, which is less than ideal. But I want to use core chess principles here and just open the position, because the king and queen are just the AI, which I'm just assuming is an AI, is gonna keep moving these center pieces, and I don't think that's really appropriate. Just bust this open without. Okay, so what are the implications? If I push this, he pushes the pawn. This doesn't look good. Maybe if I get my queen out first, there's something I can do. No one can attack this square here. Really? This just seems objectively bad. Opening the position. Am I missing something? Who's defending this? Oh, wizard. Oh, the wizard can attack that square. Okay. I almost want to push this pawn, but I'm not sure if that's timed well enough. And who's attacking this square? Just the queen. Ah, am I winning? Ah, this. No. The pawn doesn't attack there. Okay. You can tell it gets somewhat difficult to figure out what they can attack versus what they can't. But I'm looking at this and it looks like there's a little black indicator that says they can't attack that. I think I'm reading that correctly. So what I want to do is fork the king and queen, and hopefully I didn't make a mistake. Ah, it looks like I did not make a mistake. So that's good. So I should be able to grab this queen here. Yeah, that's a big blow. And I should just be winning here. Who's guarding this? Who's guarding this square? I don't see what piece is guarding this square actually. I want to do a knight fork. I'm unsure. Okay, there's a rook there. Who's guarding this square? Okay, I think I can do this. Yeah, being unable to see move order. Ah, it was this the wizard. I see. Being unable to see like the moves or like go back through the moves. That's somewhat of a pain point, but I still think we're in decent shape. We can see the morale here. I have 61. My opponent has 42. Who's defending this? I think it's this piece. Legionary. If I check on the dark squares, what exactly does my opponent do? I actually want to open this up and just start like winging my rooks in. My opponent's rook though. Factor. I think I can just do this. Maybe not. Let's. They're more productive dark square check than that one. So the prince can't take this pawn with a check. On kill, transform into king and gain 20 morale. So if this takes care of me, then I mean, it turns into a king. That's an interesting power. So you don't want to attack this for sure. And then guardian, typically, I think the general sentiment is whatever the guardian is around, it does a good job protecting it. Yeah, if an allied champion is targeted by the enemy, this instantly swaps places with the targeted champion. So this is like a protector piece. Yeah, I'm just gonna give a check and see what the next steps are. Well, yeah, I mean technically you can give up the king, but I think that's not a good idea. All right, now I want to push this pawn because the king and rook are on the same file. So bring the knight in. Let's trade the rook. Have to be careful. Because I can't even take this rook because if the prince takes it turns into a king, which is just weird. Okay. How do we do this here? I want to activate my knight a little bit more. Maybe just swap pieces down. That's probably the simplest thing to do because okay. Now, what do you do here? I feel like this is a dangerous move to deal with because I'm threatening to get my queen in. it can just move or attack. So it's hopefully I'm not missing something, because my queen gets taken, I'm gonna be disappointed. I think the legionary can protect the king, but there's a morale system that's going on here, and I think if I just take the king, yeah, you can see there's 17 morale left, and once that gets to 0, it's lights out. Okay, so it looks like I can take this for free. And I'll take this. There's something I'm missing here? Or? Okay, 2 morale. It should be next turn. It's just game over, I think. I'll just do any move. And then I win. Cool. So, yeah, I've, that was a game. It's somewhat jarring trying to understand all of the different moves of the different pieces, but I think there's a lot of potential with this. Maybe we can play another game in a few, but I think this UI could be a little bit better, but I do like the potential of the game. I like the concept. Maybe we can look at a few pieces before I jump into another game. I haven't like played around with the point system at all, so I don't know if this means that I have 3 points left I can allocate, or if it means I have yeah, it looks like I've been using some points just inherently. Like queen costs 21 points to have in your army. So some other things are the archer, which moves. You can see the blue squares are like where it can move. There are additional blue squares that it can move from starting position, kind of like a pawn, but it attacks 2 squares ahead of itself. That's an archer, and it promotes to a ranger. I'm not sure how to see what the ranger can do, but basilisk, it can move in a snake type of way. It can move one diagonal left or right, and if there's something right in front of it, I guess you can petrify an enemy unit for 5 turns, making them unable to do anything. That's kind of cool. Then it promotes to a dragon, which I don't know what that even is. A beacon, which can teleport unit to ability target. I'm not even sure how the teleport would work there. Bishop, we know. Drake, it can move or attack forward, back, side to side, but it can also attack 1 square further than it can move. King we know about. Knight, pawn we know about. Poison mage, yeah, so these sorts of ideas like poison mage and like you can start poisoning units. I don't even know what that does. So it destroys them in 3 turns. I've heard there's stuff like a necromancer in this game, pyromancer. I don't know what any of that stuff even does. Here we see a spider, which has the ability to poison, or it can move. Tiger, which it can move, but it can also attack at range. And then the wisp looks like some sort of teleporting unit. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I have no idea about. And I think it'll be interesting to explore a little bit more. But let's go ahead and jump into another game. Let's see, return to title, begin combat. Now I can jump into ranked. Let's have our first ranked game here, where hopefully we'll actually be playing against someone and not a bot. Let's see how strong the standard chess pieces can be. Okay, we're playing a blitz game. So each of us has 2 minutes. I don't know what these. A behemoth. Okay, king, legionary. So this person has a couple knights in the back here, horses in the back, as Lil Nas X would say. What is this paladin? So it can just attack any square that are to either side of it. So let me go ahead and start. Don't want to lose too much time. Okay. Just want to get the knights out first and kind of play quickly. Okay. I think this is actually okay. And if my opponent allows me, I'm going to, I think, just grab some. Although maybe, what's going on? I'm. Huh? What is that? Phantasm. It just teleported over here. I'm not really sure what the implications of this are, but I'm gonna take this knight. And then I'm gonna take this, whatever this is, this militia. The militia is like an alternate pawn. It can attack the three squares in front of it. Interesting piece. Did I just what just happened here? Okay. Attacking the behemoth here. Now can I get this? What is this? Can I get this piece out of here? Okay. I probably should castle soon. But you know, we'll see. What is protecting that piece? It's the knight. Okay, so if I can get that knight out of there, that would be ideal. The reason being, I'm trying to get my queen up and over to attack the king. Is anything defending this? What's defending this right now? It's the militia. Okay, I'm gonna try and get over, like. Can I take this or no? Okay. Now, I want to do something like this and just set up a discovery. Yeah. I think this is okay to even take. I actually don't see a problem with that. I wish I could see the last move. That's really what makes it difficult. I'm gonna... I'm just gonna take the behemoth. What? What is this? Cannot be targeted by enemy minions. What? Well, how do you beat this? Cannot be targeted by enemy minions. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Can I target it yet? I want this king. I want to make sure there's nothing like guarding this. Just the king that can. Okay, let me just. The king. Castle. GG. All right. I don't know how to stop that behemoth. That sounds like a wild sounds like a wild piece. But okay, so that I think is a good place to stop. Apologies if my video sounds weird. Apologies if it looks weird. But hopefully this was an interesting set of games, and if you think the concept is cool, you can check this out at congregate.com. I'll go ahead and put a link to the game in the description. I think what my goals are for this game, if I continue playing it, is I'd like to continue playing with the standard set, and seeing how powerful it can be against every other variant. So it's essentially like the original chess army versus all of these other new armies that are coming out. I'll also likely want to experiment with other pieces just to see what's going on, but I do want to keep one army that's just the standard. And you can see here that you can actually have multiple armies. So at the very least, I'll keep one and just keep playing with the standard pieces. All right. Thanks for checking out this video, and hope you are all staying safe, staying well, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.